There are many things I love about Northern Ireland. The weather is not one of them. After 3 months of sitting pressed against a radiator in order to survive the Irish winter, I was ready for a springtime trip to sunny Spain. However, God did not will it to be so. The forecast for the two countries during my week in Spain was exactly the same. Did I let this stop me from dressing for fashion and not function? No! It was my one way of defying the fate I was bound to. I could not change the weather, but I could at least wear my Victorian gentleman coat instead of my weather-resistant one. After I got picked up from the airport in Madrid, we went to visit the school Auntie Lynn taught at the first time she and the kids were in Spain, back in the glory days of 2005-2006, when ponchos were in and people were putting charms on their flip phones. Then we headed for Granada, making a one-night pit stop in the town where Miguel Cervantes was born. Corey, exemplary travel planner that she is, booked us a food tour of Granada, and wow, my life is forever changed. All city tours should be food tours. I see now that the only way to enjoy a city is by munching your way through it. We were in Spain over Easter weekend, and much did I learn about the aesthetics of Spanish Catholicism. For example, I nearly had a heart attack when I saw the literal KKK strutting down the promenade, but fortunately I remembered that this is just a long-standing outfit co-opted by the KKK, and under these hoods were actually just penitent Spanish sinners preparing for the Good Friday parade. Still, it was bizarre to see them walking about in broad daylight. Well, not broad daylight, cloudy, overcast, windy daylight. The narrow streets of Granada are full of souvenir shops that all sell the exact same products, and yet I will insist on visiting them all anyway. I am ashamed to say that I succumbed to the mammon of empire on this trip and came home with many a cheap tchotchke for my hoard. There remains in Granada a strong Middle Eastern/North African influence from the days of the Moors, which means many a traditional Arabic tea house. Here, Corey and I imbibed excellent chai and spoke of our deep feelings, while a music video for a Muslim worship song played on the TV on the wall.
Let me see.
Go ahead and take a bite. A breakfast of champions. I bet you're thinking, she's in Spain. There's no way she could work a visit to a K-drama filming location into this trip. Guess again, babes. Memories of the Alhambra 2018. Now, don't get me wrong, the Alhambra is also the most culturally and historically important site to see in Granada, but also it's where my ultimate favorite Hyun Bin had to go down into the dungeons and fight virtual reality zombies. However, I thoroughly enjoyed learning all the other stuff about the Alhambra on our walking tour. Our tour guide, Pedro, was lovely, and he kept us all gathered together with phrases like, "This way, family," and "Over here, my children." Muslim architecture from the Middle Ages is fantastic. Also, they don't depict people in their art because we are made in the image of God, and I guess it's disrespectful to draw God. Frankly, they were onto something, because the Christians took over before we figured out perspective or got good at drawing faces, and our art sucked. We munched our lunch at a very intimidating but delicious tapas bar, then met back up with Pedro for an afternoon tour of the historic Albacete neighborhood. Go ahead, tell us.
Amazing.
We'll flip it so I can see. Don't be shy.
You're reading a book.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Yes.
Yes, I want to see.
Okay, there's E.
Turn it so everyone can see.
I can't do it without seeing it. V, sugar, gin, Jungkook, RM, Jimin, and J-Hope.
Do it again.
V,
Missed somebody.
No, no,
Somebody's
no.
over here.
V, sugar, gin, Jungkook, RM, Jimin, and J-Hope.
Well done. The next morning, I wandered around by myself for a bit, while Corey and Auntie Lynn returned to the Alhambra gift shop for mugs they had talked themselves out of the day before and then yearned for all through the night. Then, after going hog wild in a bakery and purchasing a wide selection of pastries, we headed back to Madrid. Reenact a scene from Twilight with this.
I like the other one. What are you gonna do? No. What I want to do is the ones from.
Are you poloing this?
What's happening with the structure of this puppet?
It's supposed to be like this. Look at the illustration. No fingers, so I guess I'm not a child. I can't get it off now.
As part of my finally entering the Twilight universe as an adult journey, Corey and I watched Eclipse, and every time one of the iconic moments of romance or drama would occur, she would squeal and wiggle like a gleeful slug, the ideal watching companion. We had to watch it in 2 installments because we could never seem to shut up long enough to press play, and we had bedtimes to stick to. The next day, our friends Scott and Carol Musser invited us to their home for breakfast. Here's some deep ancestral lore. The Musser family, and us in the Kent family, are bound together in a mysterious way across time and space, which is to say our families met whilst they were all missionaries in Brazil, and we still keep in touch. But we keep in touch in a profound and intangible way that only those bonded in the fires of being third-culture kids can understand. Then we went to a town I forgot the name of. It was sunny, and freezing gales threatened to end our lives every moment. We visited the cathedral, and boy howdy, every European country has its preferred religious aesthetics, and can I just say, it seems the Spanish have got the morbs. They leaned in real heavy on the crucifixion art everywhere we went. We also got this amazing Jesus with the head of a man.
I'm a buff baby that can dance like a man.
She's gone. She's starting a new life in Segovia.
We definitely need to come up here because I think this is where we go and see some really cool houses.
She coming? Her support.
Once I get this on, I can't take it off.
Oh no, she switched them to just one hand now. The next day, asking more of my trusty scarf than should ever have been asked of it, I ventured into Madrid to visit this lovely park.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Then, alas, my trip was at its end, and legend has it that the moment the wheels of my plane touched down on British soil, the sun in Spain began to shine and the temperature shot up by 20 degrees.